Avocado oil has a very high smoke point, so very little, smaller chance of littler. Wow. Welcome to another video by your fitness chef, Larry, for the Leroy channel. Today, we're going to step out of my normal wheelhouse and we're going to work with beef and curry. We're going to make a beef, curry, and peas recipe for you today. Let's go. Okay, so what we start off with is we heat about 2 tablespoons of oil. Get that going. And then we're going to drop in. I had this pan going for this pot going for a little while, so that's going to heat up pretty quickly. Now I use avocado oil. Like I say in all my videos, avocado oil has a very high smoke point, so very little, smaller chance of littler. Wow, smaller chance of burning our meat. So we're going to take about 1 pound of cubed up beef stew meat. We'll come back here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to brown this 4 to 5 minutes. We're not going to cook it all the way through. There we go. Beautiful sound. And the sizzle is gone because all the oil's been incorporated. So we're just going to let that go for a little bit. Try to brown all those pieces or close enough to it. And we're going to now take this out and then we're going to start with the rest. So, okay. So we transferred the browned meat out of the pot. So we're going to add our remaining oil. Let that go there. Heat up that oil for a second. Now we have 1 small onion chopped up. And then we have 2 cloves of garlic chopped up. So we're just going to add that in. Get all of that in there. Ooh, love the smell of garlic. Now the onions are in. So just mix that around. And we're going to cook this until everything becomes a little bit more fragrant. About 3 minutes. Okay, now we have our onions and garlic cooking for a few minutes. Now we're going to add all of our spices. We have about 2 tablespoons of curry powder. We got about a half a teaspoon of paprika, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Let's just give this a little bit of a mix. Because it is dry, oh, that flavor is nice. Now we're going to get nice and brown. All right. Now we have 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Okay, this is a thickening agent. Okay, it's kind of like if you were making a roux, the base of a sauce. There we go. So now it's nice and thick and dry. So we're going to let that blend together for a second. Good, 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 good. Constantly keeping it stirring so nothing burns. Now, 1 can of reduced fat coconut milk, which we slowly put in. And we're constantly stirring. You could use a whisk for this, but I don't like dirtying too many utensils. So I'm going to use, splash, what I have. Now, keep stirring this around. Break up any of the clumps of the onions and garlic and all that stuff. See, we get a little bit on the side there, so we're going to take that off. Good. That smells so good. All right. Now, we're going to bring this to a simmer. So, this way you got to keep the heat on the whole time, make sure nothing burns. And while you're stirring, you're scraping off any tiny bits that are on the bottom of the pot. Pot, pan, skillet, whichever one you're using. Doesn't really matter. Breaking up any pieces that you may see that may have stuck together, some onion garlic pieces with the flour and spices. Oh, you're still going to get that. Oh, we got nice and thick here. Excellent. So we're going to let that cook and let that come up to a simmer. Okay, we got some bubbles going. It's a little bit of a thick sauce, so it's not going to simmer like a regular water-based sauce will. Now we take our meat and all the juices included, so we're going to add a little bit more liquid here. All right, and then we just pour that right in. Give everything a nice stir. Make sure everything is incorporated together. Now, here we go. We're nice and covered. Excellent. And here's the best part of everything. We have 1.5 cup of frozen peas that we have thawed out. So there's also going to be a little bit of moisture from here. So we're just going to add that into here as well. There we go. Nice color. Oh, I love that color. Nice contrast from the yellow curry and the green peas. We just beautiful. And then we're just gonna let this sit uncovered. Let it simmer for about like 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. And that's all you have to do. That's the beauty part about this recipe. It's so simple. Now, with this recipe, what we're looking at is per serving, you're gonna get about 5 servings out of this. 4 or 5 servings out of this, mostly 5 if you're doing it, conservatively, depending on the size pieces of the meat that you have in here. About 5 servings. What you're gonna get per serving is about 341 calories, 24 grams of fat. It's the beef, the oil, coconut milk. About 9.3 grams of carbohydrates and 22 grams of protein. So that's pretty good. So 341 calories, 24 grams of fat, 9.3 grams of carbohydrates, and about 22.4 grams of protein. So the recipe is going to be down in the description. Lifestyle management is really, really easy when you just adjust some of your favorite foods. And when you do that, you're actually more likely to stay with your plan when you're eating the foods that you enjoy. So that's the beauty part about cooking and why I do what I do. So as your fitness chef, I take foods that normally would be off limits in some particular diets, and we adjust it so you could actually enjoy yourself and enjoy the foods you like while actually reaching your goals. That's what it's about. Alrighty. So we're just gonna let this go for about 10 minutes, and then we're good to go. Beef with curry and peas. Alrighty. You guys have yourself a great day. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Thanks.